How's everybody doing? This is your boy, George Billionaire, and happy Wednesday to everybody out there. And I wish all of y'all an amazing day. Today, I just want to talk about something which is so important, which is misunderstood by a lot of people: mentorship. What is mentorship? Big shout out to everybody coming on, who is coming on. Today, we're going to be talking about mentorship. I'm not going to take a lot of time. And I love to spend a little bit of time alone, and this is a little bit of me time where I get to reflect and look at my goals and what I want to achieve, exactly what I want to do in life. I've got my journal here, and I just get to spend some time alone. So what is mentorship? A lot of people think mentorship is having a physical mentor, somebody being there only. So mentorship just involves you submitting to other people. Now, one of the greatest secrets that has led to my success as an individual is that I have managed to learn to submit to people who have actually succeeded in life. I always talk about success leaves clues. So if you want to learn how to go about business, how to go about any trade that you're in, is to specifically focus on those who've made it successfully and ask them how they did it. Now, how do you find a mentor? A lot of people are always in my inbox: George, mentor me. George, how can I do this, that, and the other? The best way to actually learn from people is to ask questions and also to see what they did and what they applied for them to be where they are today. So let's not, think that without a physical mentor. I have my mentor. He's a distance away. And I've got a couple of mentors all around the world. Some mentors are people who I read books from. Some people are, people that I just watch their videos and I listen to their top 10 success principles. And that's basically how we then learn and basically apply those simple things that they tell you to do. And if you do that, you'll be successful. Majority of people get this correctly. I've had a lot of people that I've had to mentor myself. And one thing that I've seen is that people like the fact that they have somebody who's successful around them. But then if they don't do exactly what they're told to do, they're going to be just as bad as somebody who never had a mentor at any time at all. So what am I saying? Mentorship is very important. It's of paramount importance, I'd love to say. But the most important thing that you can do is to apply what you learn. When you see somebody doing something very well, copy and paste. See their hard work ethic. See what they do for them to be uniquely who they are. I'm going to take some questions on mentorship. If anybody has a question on mentorship, just type it down. And big shout out to everybody who's coming on. If you have a question on mentorship, ask, and I will definitely answer. So I have like so many mentors. Let me just tell you how many mentors I have. Pastor Victor Kambasha, PVK official. Dr. Philip Chiangwa, Dr. Eve Gadzikwa, Dr. Edgar Chandiwana. Also got spiritual mentors: Apostle Melody, Dr. Eve Gadzikwa, Chamo Chiwanza, Ignatius Munyangwa, my own brother. And I got so many. These are like my mentors who I see personally. And then I've got role models that I emulate, that I look up to. Sir Alex Ferguson. I love him because I love how he turned the most unlikely story to being an amazing person. So I read his book. I've never met him, but his book talks about what he did and what he applied to being a great person that he is. I love the soccer player Cristiano Ronaldo. I love his work ethic. Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant. All these people are people who inspire me. And one thing I've seen about all these amazing people is that they are such amazing hard workers. I tell everybody all the time about my DBWA: dream, work, believe, and you will achieve. But even if you do this, you'll find that without mentorship, you're not going to go far. There's no successful person who became successful just by themselves without learning from other people. I mean, look at it. Look at all the people who you see successful. They learned from somebody else, and this is what led them to being where they are today. So you have to learn. You have to seek more wisdom. It doesn't matter how big you are. I've got some of my mentors who mentor me, who want to be mentored on social media management. The moment you think you know everything and you don't need help from anybody, you're going to lose a lot by thinking you know everything. Because every single day, you can learn something new from somebody. So keep on learning, and you will definitely keep on earning, right? Keep on learning, and you will keep on earning. For me, mentorship, I've said this so many times, is one of the reasons that's led me to where I am. My mentors have not only then become my mentors, but they've become my very close friends and associates. And because of my hard work ethic, they've opened up doors for me into their circle of influence. And that has led to me getting amazing business, amazing networks, and amazing other things that, if I begin to speak of now, Dr. Philip Chiangwa is an amazing man who's opened so many doors for me. So is Dr. Edgar Chandiwana, so is Dr. Eve Kadzikwa, so is Zodwa Mkandla, so is, Pastor Victor Kambasha, with so many opportunities they've opened up for me, because they saw that this young man is applying exactly what we are telling him to do. And this is what sets people apart. Remember, there's a saying that says, if you do what other people don't do, you'll have what other people do not have. So in life, if you think you can do it alone without a mentor, hey, that's great on you. But why learn from your own mistakes than to learn from others who've gone before you and have made those mistakes and have become successful over the 20-30 years they've been in business, and you can learn from them. I've benefited so much from learning from those who have gone before me's mistakes. I could have, at a point in time where I made a lot of money, gone around and splashed money on unnecessary things. But because I had mentors around me, they helped me to focus, to not get too excited. Some of them splashed a lot of money on brand new vehicles and did this and went out and popped bottles and pleased a whole lot of people. And then to look back, they saw how many thousands and thousands and hundreds of thousands of money they wasted, instead of them growing their assets and their business and making sure that they are building a legacy. So because of this, it made me as a young man mature very quickly. It made me see that there are some things that are luxuries which I don't need to splash on right away. And if it wasn't for this mentorship, if it wasn't for this guidance from these people, I probably would have made the same mistake. Because trust you me, something that happens when you actually get some money, not ordinary money, quite a chunk load of money, and your mind will go crazy thinking that, wow, you know what, I'm going to spoil myself. They left. For me, I remember I was left at the type of shoes I used to wear. I remember, I tell this story so much. I remember I was at a church crusade. So the pair of shoes I had, these Nikes, underneath the sole had been sewn, like a rubber. I grew up in Glenora. So where they fixed the shoes, they had put a rubber, like a tire. They cut it and they sewed it underneath my feet. So it looked like a Nike on top, but underneath it was not such a good thing to look at. So I went to the altar call. The pastor's like a guest pastor, and he came and asked us to come to the front to give our lives to Jesus. And at that time, usually you just go lift your hands up, and this pastor didn't just want us to stand up. This pastor was like, please kneel. And there were about 150 young adults in that auditorium. And I remember I didn't kneel. I kind of, like crouched down. And then he was like, kneel. And when I knelt down, everybody saw that underneath my feet was, this black rubber thing. And, I was laughed at a lot. And because of that, I always had that in mind that, wow, whenever I get money, I need to buy myself a nice pair of shoes. And there's a time in my life where I was crazy about shoes because I had been laughed at and this, that, and the other. But I had to get over that. And, I did that and whatever. But with the bigger things and the bigger investments in life, I had to have people tell me, you don't need this. You can only sleep in one bed. You can only drive one car at a time. Yeah, you can buy the most expensive this, that, and the other. But look at the company. Look at your family. Look at what makes you happy. Don't do things to please people. And if I hadn't been told that word, I probably would have done a whole lot of crazy, what I would have thought are investments, which probably would have been the greatest liabilities in my life. A car is not an asset. Please note, a car is not an asset. So driving in a very expensive car doesn't mean anything besides looking good. And my mentors would tell me, George, drive a car that goes according to what you're currently worth. And George Billionaire very sooner than later is going to be driving a fairly decent car. I'm not moved by cars. I want to have a private jet. I want to, grow businesses, not only in Zimbabwe or Africa, but around the world. So my vision is not satisfied by a vehicle. I have a bigger vision that wants me to bring solutions to people not only in Zimbabwe, but around the world. See, I'm a motivational speaker. I'm a business consultant. I run an air conditioning company. I'm into real estate and property development. I'm into electronics. There's a lot of things that I do. But all of that has come because of the benefit of mentorship. So if you're out there and you're thinking, how do I get a mentor? The best and simplest way to get a mentor is, number one, buy books. Get a book and read. Somebody who inspires you, read about their book. I was telling my mentees the other day, if I gave you an opportunity to meet, for instance, Cristiano Ronaldo, what are you going to say to him, really? Besides telling him how good a soccer player he is, and how, he kicks the ball very well, and how this, that, and the other. Some of us ask for such opportunities, but when you do get them, you won't even last a minute asking a sensible question. But it makes sense when you've done some research about George Billionaire and his upbringing that you're asking precise, accurate questions. Majority of people, when they see a celebrity, all the things that you want, it's a simple picture. Wow, you inspire me. And that's that. But what do you get from that? Absolutely nothing. A picture to say that I know George Billionaire, I know Cristiano Ronaldo. Then what? What have you gained? What's different about you meeting me that's going to set you apart from everybody else? And this is the thing that a lot of people don't get. So number one, read books. Read about that person who you love so much. Get to learn about what he did to overcome this. When you then meet that specific person, you know a whole lot more about him. You know what it is that he did for him to be number one and to be on top and to be an amazing person. Therefore, number one, books. Number two, we're so blessed a generation. I remember back in the day we used to go to the library to read books. You had to get a VHS video cassette to watch videos. But nowadays we are so blessed that we have YouTube, we have all these platforms, Netflix, etc., that we can learn a whole lot from. And all it is search success principles, top 10 success principles. You see there's Ivan Carmichael, there's Gary Vee, there's Grant Cardone, there's Tony Robbins, there's so many things done by Jim Rohn, Mr. Brown. There's so many people who I watch every morning. I wake up to motivation, inspiration that helps you going. And all of these guys, believe it or not, are actually my mentors because I listen to what they say. And remember, success leaves clues. So if you listen to these people and you apply, the crazy thing about our generation, especially now, they have this fake assumption that success happens overnight. They are not patient enough. They think, success is like downloading a song from the internet. But it actually takes time. takes hard work, it takes discipline, it takes determination, it takes confidence, because it's not all days that are going to be bright and rosy. You may feel like giving up, you may feel like, this is the end of the road, but it's so important to actually apply. It's not all about what you hear, but it's more about applying. Doers are better than just hearers. So be a great listener, but be 1,000 times better a doer. Doers get things done. Faith is not faith unless you act upon it. So you gotta act upon it, and I can guarantee you those things will come to pass. And then the physical mentors. One thing about all the mentors I have had, and I still have, is that I serve them. I go and see them. The best lessons I've learned from my mentors is not what they taught me, but how I see them living their lives, how they handle their businesses. And, just being around somebody. It might cost you to take a mentor for lunch, but do that. Be more into their space. Ask them to give you an honest valuation of where you are in life. Don't ever ask your mentor for money. Don't. Rather bless them with gifts. Rather, buy them books. Do something that makes them feel like, wow, you're a person of value in their life. And if you do that, it will be a win-win relationship. And that's what will cause your mentors also to then see that, wait, you're different. And then they can open up more doors for you. But I can only imagine if you're asking your mentor for money. Don't ever ask your mentor for money. Whenever you meet a rich man, if you meet a billionaire, never, I repeat, never ask for money. It's such a turn-off because everybody's doing that every day. Rather ask intelligent questions. I don't know how I can repeat or rephrase this, but ask intelligent questions. After doing a bit of research, if you meet me, for instance, and you tell me, wow, you inspire me, what about me inspires you? I'll ask you, well, what have you watched? Please mentor me. I'll tell you, have you watched all my videos? Because you'll be surprised that in the videos I do, there's a lot of mentorship already happening. There's a lot that you can learn and be like, wow, oh, this is what he did. So there's so many videos I've put out, just like I'm doing right now, that will benefit you. Remember, it's not only good just to hear. The most important thing about what you've heard today is actually what you do after watching the video. It can be very entertaining. We can laugh, we can do this. But because of where I came from and the things that I was taught growing up, I grew up in a very okay family. We weren't poor. I wouldn't say we were poor because my father afforded to take us to a private school. But we lived in a very small house. I couldn't have the best of what I had. But the exposure that my parents gave me, salute. Today's the 21st of April. My mom passed away on the 21st of April 2005, just after I finished my A-level. So losing my mom was something also that really got me to say, wow, I need to do something to make, my parents proud after them investing so much in me. And I remember at that time, all my mom ever wanted was a cell phone. And you need to make your parents proud. Your parents have invested so much in you, and they expect the best out of you. And you have to do what you have to do to make sure that you make them proud. And I know both my parents are proud of me because of the exposure they gave me, and obviously because of the life I chose. Now, all of us go to school, but you choose the association, you choose the mentors you have around you, you choose the people who to associate and disassociate with, and that's what's going to set you apart from everybody else. So guys, mentorship is of paramount importance. I highly recommend everybody follow only people who inspire you. Just don't follow people for just. If somebody inspires you, follow them. Study their lives, study their success secrets. Because everybody, I do that all the time. If you see the people I spend time with, I'm always learning. I'm always asking. I never know everything. I'm not the best at whatever I do, but guess what? Because I keep learning from the best, I'm gonna become the best after a certain time because I'm willing to learn. Never ever think or believe that you know everything. Nobody knows everything. Always be a sponge to knowledge. Always be a sponge to wisdom. Always ask how many things that people did. What are your top 5 success principles? Ask them how they did it. Ask them what challenges they faced, how they overcame it. When they thought they were gonna throw in the towel, what did they do? And if you do that, I can guarantee you're gonna be surprised with how much more you can achieve. Yo, it's your boy George Billionaire. Have an awesome, amazing day. I just thought I'd give this time to all of y'all and just say a couple of things. Let me give a couple of shout outs to Hustlepreneur, K Mazi, Noah White, Kudzi Farai, Mwana Komana 7, Nolin Mujati, Atwell, Cool Kruger, Being Majita. The best way to learn is Monkey See, Monkey Do. Big shout out to you, Levi. Samson Sule, yo, Pastor, how you doing? Good to see you too. Wow, and so many people, Fifi Cow, so many people who came on. God bless all of y'all. Remember, just don't be hearers, be doers. Billionaire Mentor, Billionaire Mentors. How many do you have? I've got a couple. I think I mentioned them earlier on. I think I've got about like 10 physical mentors, and then the rest, I got so many online mentors. Guys, there's so much you can learn online. You can be at home in lockdown. I got to, I went to alux.com. I went to, I learned from so many, there's Ivan Carmichael, Gary Vee, Tony Robbins, Jim Rohn, so many people. Gosh, I could go on. Do you have a mentorship program? Yes, I do. I do have a mentorship program. Inbox me if you want to know about that. How much do you charge for your mentorship? Get in touch in my inbox, and then we'll see. Yeah, anybody who wants mentorship, do holler in the inbox, and then somebody will get a hold of you, and then we'll take it from there. I love that you are a family man. That's why I follow you. Oh, thank you so much. God bless. God bless. Right, so big shout out to everybody. I'm a billionaire. I way up alive. How to run a business. That's Michelle. What's up, Michelle? Right, and everybody else is coming on. Big shout out to everybody. Bro, what kind of books do you recommend? Okay, what kind of books do I recommend? The greatest book I've ever read, without a doubt, which is a photocopy of all these other motivational and business books written, is a book called the Bible. I know that sounds cliche to a lot of people, but the Bible, I love the book of Proverbs, I love Ecclesiastics. Those books really minister to me. Of course, all the other books in the Bible are great, but for business, Proverbs is simple. Ecclesiastics talks a whole lot of sense. But other than that, Think and Grow Rich, very first book I ever read after school by Napoleon Hill, changed my life. Another book, How to Get From Where You Are to Where You Want to Be, by Jet Canfield, and another amazing book. And then Good to Great. I'm gonna do a live about the books I have. I've got quite a couple of books. Every time I travel, I always bring back books. I love to read a lot. I just don't buy them for the display, but I always buy books to read. Thanks so much, big bro. Appreciate you. Right? No, thanks everybody coming on, and thank you so much for the last video you posted with your kids. I was very inspired. Wow, thank you so much. Train up a child in the way they should go, and they will never depart from it. So true. You can't teach an old dog new tricks, but you definitely can change your life if you adapt some of the key things that life has to offer. Right, God bless all of you all. Thanks for coming through. Remember, in every single thing that you do, always put Elohim, the Most High God, first. Remember, without God we're nothing, and with Him we can be whatever we want to be. Mentorship from me is of paramount importance. Don't think you know everything. I repeat, do not think that you know everything, and keep learning, and I can guarantee you will keep learning. It's your boy. God bless. And I'm out.